My old boss, the best boss I've ever had, he gave me the best advice that I've ever had in terms of business. If someone would say, like, what are we doing this? Are we going to go down this avenue? Are we going to do this project? Are we going to try this? Are we going to try that? And he'd say, I want to expand in all ways, always. And it's just something that's always stuck with me. And that's what, obviously, what you've related to hearing that from me. It's because, it is, why not?
If somebody offers you an opportunity and you don't know how to do it, say yes and learn afterwards.
Yeah.
And like, as long as you have that confidence, go for it.
It's hard when you're a freelancer or even an illustrator or sort of any sort of creative to know where you want to be. Maybe that's the wrong way to say it. You know what you want to do as an illustrator. You want to get better and you want to create art and you want to, the world to see it as such and have a living from it. But I think that you kind of have to do it in blocks. Like, you kind of have to, and you have to be open to anything. So you kind of have to, like, right, so in the next 6 months, I kind of want to try and achieve this, whether it's sell more in my store or, have more client work. And then you kind of, once that time period has elapsed, you need to kind of be open to doing more things. So, for example, like, we knew, like, for example, if it wasn't for you, Dan, we wouldn't be here doing this, because you initially... No, but if we're talking in reality, if it wasn't for your NFT push with us two, and you dipping into your toe into the game, and seeing that there was a new market and a new world out there for illustrators, and obviously put us together, we wouldn't have evolved to where we are now. Do you know what I mean? And I think that you kind of have to take it step by step and do stage by stage. So first it was the NFTs, and and then we got together as a group, and now it's we've got our YouTube channel, and we don't know what the future holds. But I think you kind of just have to, instead of having a headset plan that you want to do X, Y, and Z, you've kind of just have to be a little bit open to mold into something else, because you don't know where it will take you.
100%.
I think it's important to kind of keep expanding your work in that way. And if I can reach a wider audience through painting other clubs and there's something for everyone, then it's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, also. Yeah,
I was just worried because I'll post something saying that, I really want to, expand, and people are just no Man United paintings. Please don't paint Man U.
At the end of the day, it's your career though, isn't it? Really,
the
and
problem
also, you're earning and stuff, so you have to do what's best for you. And I've always found that sort of with my artwork, which has been mainly Liverpool based, and I just felt that sometimes it's what's best for me and where I want to go. And people, anybody who appreciates you as an artist will completely understand what you're doing, and anybody who doesn't, then they're not.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought as well. If people have a problem with this, come on, this is my job.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have bills that I have to pay.
Exactly.
So
for some reason, the one that always pops into my head is the one, I think it's from 1920, and it's, I'm going to find it so I don't get it wrong, but it's the one where the players are all like the little toys in a claw machine.
Oh yeah.
And I just love that one because it's so abnormal, but and then you read the copy, which is Allison was the pick of the bunch, and I'm just like, that's just wonderful that you kind of try to figure out how you can convey this idea, but then it's in such a charming way. But I don't think I don't know any other artist that I know working in the sports sphere that would have gone, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. With a lot of those, I think the copy came first, because there was something, you try and pick out a moment, like that game, Allison was outstanding. So you try and work out what kind of, I think the copy would always come first, and you try and think of what you want to say. And then once you've got the copy, then the idea can be as abstract as you want, because if it aligns with the copy, then it's going to work. But yeah, it was always quite fun as well, because you won't get many clients paying you to draw Allison as a toy in a grabbing machine. But that's the best thing about personal projects. And I think whenever people ask me for advice on how do you get more clients, or how do you get your work out there, or how do you get noticed, personal projects for me is just that it almost sounds too easy, but I've always found that is the answer, because you can do whatever you want. There's no constraints. there's no deadline, which isn't always good because it might mean it takes you forever. But you can literally be as creative as you like and show people the type of stuff that you want to do in the future, or show people your skills, because maybe the client work that you're getting isn't showing your full range of skills. Maybe you're stuck doing the same old stuff every week, but really you've got this passion for whatever it is, 3D motion stuff or whatever. So personal projects, I find, are just the best way of getting your stuff out there and getting noticed and standing out from the crowd as well, because you can do something totally different from what everyone else is doing. And every single client that I've ever had, I can draw back to that 2013-14 season of postcards, because that got me work with BT Sport. Then it got me the licensing deal with Liverpool. Then I met other people at Liverpool who wanted me to work in their departments on other stuff. Then BT Sport introduced me to somebody else who gave me work, and then people left BT Sport and took me with them to their new place. But literally everything I've ever done all comes back to that 2013-14 series of postcards, which, like I said before, was never like a great master plan, was just a bit of a happy accident, really. But you got an extra visitor there in your knee, Yoni. But
I do.
Every podcast again. Swear he's trying to sell Liverpool posters.
And cats.
I noticed that in your agenda, one of the points was, do you miss your online shop? And in short, no.
All right, okay. I think
cross that one off then.
I do think like...
No, I do miss sometimes, actually. I missed, like, there's quite a thrill, isn't it, about putting a new piece online and seeing someone buy it. Yeah, it's hard to like beat the excitement of doing that, or coming up with an idea and you're buzzing because it's like you've just thought of it and you know it's going to go down well, and you post something online, it's addictive getting all that positive responses and checking your likes and your retweets and seeing your sales are going off to the Far East or North America, all that kind of stuff. There's definitely like loads of stuff I loved about selling prints online, but I found I just got to the point where it probably wasn't selling enough really to make it worthwhile, and the downsides were just outweighing all of the pluses. So
and the admin side of it just gets in the way of creating artwork, and that's what we are really all sort of set out in this to do, is to just be an illustrator and create an artwork, and you spend half your time, and not that it's a bad thing, but it can be quite draining, that just continuously putting stuff in envelopes and dealing with emails, and and on the back burner you've got a piece of work that you want to do for a client, or you want to get something out new. It just all adds its toll, I guess, to it. So it's a hard thing to balance, I think.
Yeah, and there's no such thing as like passive incomes that people talk about. It like you can wake up and check your emails and you've made a sale, and that does happen. It's great. You think I've made 20 quid in my sleep or something, but you've still got to put the work. You've done the work to get to that point, and then you've got more work to do to get it out and shipped and boxed off, and then log into your whatever system you use and mark it as sent, or reply to an email. All that kind of stuff takes time, doesn't it? And when you've got other work on as well, it can easily like slip away from you, and suddenly you've got complaints or people are waiting for stuff. So it's not quite as kind of passive as it looks, as if from a distance.
I once had an Amazon driver leave a vase by throwing it over my fence. Ooh, and so like literally I knew it. Yeah, of course it, mate. It shattered into a million pieces. I knew it had been delivered because I was like working in my dining room, and then I just heard this noise. So I was like, what was that? And then all of a sudden my phone went off, and I was like, cool. So went outside, picked it up, gave it a shake, and it just sounded like a box of glass.
Yeah, this is exactly what it was.
I'm just gonna have to step off for 1 second. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
His cat's just got run over, probably.
Why would you say that?
Touch wood.
Maybe he might have had another vase delivered.
Yeah.
Smash.
Yeah.
I think Yoni's quite an interesting character, and
he is.
You're the adult of this group for sure. You keep us in check. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Untitled Artwork.
Spot on.
Yeah. No, that was good. The only thing I would say is it did have a little bit of like a terrorist hostage video at the end, because you went like this.
But you're right. I mean, I still do put it up, but if people can give me screenshots of where it has been put on, like, for example, I did stuff for Match Day magazine. You're right there, bro.
What do you want people to see when they see your work online?
That's such an interesting question.
It is. I'm an interesting guy, Yoni.
Interesting is one way of putting it.
For sure.
at the start of my career, I would say yes to anything. You know, somebody could have asked me to draw an ad for an escort service that was going to go in the back of a phone box, and I'd been like,
you?
It wasn't actually. Somebody else got the work.
The number was wrong.
But
if you got offered the opportunity to work on a comic book as a full-time illustrator, give up what you're doing now with your shop and this YouTube channel and your full-time job, would you take it?
He's not going anywhere.
I think the honest answer is no.
Really? So
Yeah.
Batman, if a Batman series comic,
Yeah,
what
so
are they-
yeah,
He knows we
Marvel-
couldn't run this
Marvel
by
said to you,
ourselves.
come on, Yoni, this is Marvel. This is always what you've always wanted.
It's DC
What you
actually.
do with Batman series.
I know. Yeah, I think we've
Oh,
just
is
got,
it?
I think we've just got to we've got to clarify for our audience here
Yeah.
that Batman
Batman is
is DC.
Oh, apologies. I'll probably get cancelled online by
hell,
the
man.
comic book freaks for that book. Yeah, if DC was like, come on.
You probably weren't going to get cancelled until you decided to call out the comic book freaks. Fucking hell.
Listen, I'm a freak about loads of stuff. I don't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we already know if you haven't seen the last
If you don't know about Callie's freak nature, just go and watch some of our other videos. You'll find that pretty cool.
Wait until you interview me.
I like to call him the Scouse Jason Statham.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
I was going to go right said Fred, but you know, we'll just carry on.
I was just going to mention when you said you ask your mates about whether you should post stuff or not.
Yeah.
Like, luckily, what's funny is that we've had a WhatsApp group, me, Karl, and Yoni, now for 5 months, and what's really funny to see is that no matter how good their art is, and no matter how good my art might be at times, we use that group as a barrier before we put it out, and we say, "It's this lads, or it's shit," and like all of us are saying, "Oh, it's shit," and then one of us will go, "No, it's not, it's boss," and it's just it's good to have that support network before you put it out.
How do you deal with negative comments towards your artwork? I mean, yeah, how do you deal with it?
Not well.
Text our group.
Yeah, that's true. Screenshot.
I don't deal with it well at all.
One bad comment and it's just like, I'm taking it down.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm retiring. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm packing it in, lads.
It's over.
I try and remember that if I'm gonna take a negative comment really seriously, then I need to take the good comments really seriously as well.
Yeah.
I've learned to accept that, like, you know, Twitter, like social media, it's just a place where like people are just going to say whatever they want to say, unfortunately, and it's going to stay that way. And with, you know, the more exposure that I get, it's going to get worse, but the positive ones are going to get better too. Like I'm going to get I'll get more positive comments and I will get more negative ones, but the positive ones are just, they make it all worth it.
You know, I have to accept that they weigh just as much, they matter just as much. So if I'm going to do that, then yeah, that has to be in equal measure.
When someone just takes the time to like send you a little message, like, yeah, hey, like, I really love your artwork, like, keep going, like, you know, or like, you know, I was following you from when you posted this painting and like, I've seen now that like, I've just seen this one, or like, I've noticed like your page has grown so much and like, it's been so nice watching you. Like, those messages are so nice. Like, yeah, like I said, like the fact that people like take the time to send you such a nice message, like it makes up for all the crap that you get.
Yeah. Referencing what I think is the second best Star Wars film, The Last Jedi, and I don't care what anybody watching this thinks and whether they agree with me. There's a bit at the end where Kelly Marie Tran's character Rose says that you shouldn't spend time trying to destroy what you hate. You should spend it trying to save what you love. And I think like that's how I feel about social media. Like, don't go out of your way to just find stuff you don't like and tell them that you don't like it. Find stuff you do like and tell them how awesome they are.
Is it difficult to like? I can't imagine the logistics to getting something so big sent, like, you know, abroad and stuff.
She work in logistics.
Yeah.
Fair point.
I got a message yesterday off somebody
OnlyFans
asking me if I had an OnlyFans, to which I replied, yes, here's the link. I think it's f***ing awful though that you as an incredibly talented female creator have to even like tell
Consider.
yourself that they make up for it. Like I genuinely want to take a second to say to like all of the other men on social media, as one of you, f*** off. Like this is terrible. It's not acceptable. Female creators owe you nothing. And you cannot just slimily slide into their messages with all of this. It's like, it really saddens me to hear the way that you talk about your interaction with social media, because even through working with these two thirst traps over here, we get none of that.
Thanks.
Like zero. Like, but I know I've got so many female friends. Like I've got female friends that are like micro influencers, and female friends that are like nobodies on social media, and they all have the same experience.
Yeah,
I don't understand what it is about like the internet and what it's done to men's minds. Maybe they've always been like this, and it's just given them the opportunity to express it. But I can't fathom why anybody would ever think it was fine.
So I was just gonna say, the way you just have to say to yourself, like, oh, you know, that's just the way it is, because that's so wrong, because it shouldn't be the way it is, you know. And it's kind of like, it's sad that we have to do those types of things, not just, you know, not just this, with other bits and pieces as well in life, that you just have to say, that's the way it is. But if you don't, like, how else do you deal with it? Because, you know, you get, like you said, you get hundreds of really positive comments. But for me, who's also got a lot of followers, I just thought I'd throw that out there. I always seem to bite on the negative ones, and I should just be concentrating on the positive. But it's so easily done, you know.
It's hard because, like you said, it's not like this is just something that affects female artists or someone with a certain number of followers. I was getting this, you know, like you said, like you get it even just as a normal woman using your Instagram on your personal account. You get this as well, and sometimes you get it like it's not even I don't know, like you can get it even like with mates that might like you. They just don't even realize like what they're saying, that like, I don't know, they might hit you with something and you're like, oh, like, come on. Like, and the sad thing is that I find, you know, you do get men that have respect, that try to stick up for you. And, you know, they might see that someone's being a dickhead in your comments and they'll like check them on it. And then like these men are just like, oh, like she's not going to shag you. And it's like, maybe they just have like basic respect for like another human being.
Yeah.
And we haven't really spoken about the Liverpool connection. Obviously, the subject of a lot of your artwork has been Liverpool based. The club have obviously showed an interest in your work, which is unbelievable, isn't it? I think it's every Liverpool fan's dream. Tell us a little bit about that.
That was just crazy. Like I don't even think I've really just kind of registered what happened. Yeah, like I don't know, I haven't quite processed it. But so what happened was I posted my Harvey Elliott painting, and I woke up the next day and I was like kind of just scrolling through my Twitter notifications, and again, like I have my notifications off, so like I have to catch up when I go into the app. And there was one tweet from someone, and it was like, oh, you know, when the club you support tweets you, but you live in Australia, so you're asleep and don't see it.
Oh, really?
And I was like, what are they talking about? And then I clicked on the tweet, scrolled up, and I saw that Liverpool had replied to my painting, and they were like, oh, nice work, Emily. And I was just like, so I kind of just lost my mind about that. And then I checked my DMs, because I like usually, like, you know, you just post a painting and like people will message you. So I checked my DMs and there was a DM from Liverpool, and I I remember opening my DMs and just thinking, what is going on? And so the message was, you know, they were like, you know, we've seen your Harvey Elliott artwork, like it's amazing. We were just wondering if you'd be open to like doing a time lapse of your next project. And I was like, of course. Like just like say no more. Like
said, no,
yeah. Like, no. So, and I had wanted to paint Salah for a long time, and I was actually going to paint Salah before the Harvey Elliott painting, but then like Harvey got injured, and I was like, no, like I think I should paint him. And also he was, you know, doing so well, like up until like that injury. And so I just thought, okay, this is a good time to do the Salah painting. And he was also like, most people would just like message me saying like, where's Mo Salah? Where's Mo Salah? Like nothing else, like just like, where's Mo Salah? Why haven't you painted Salah yet?
I'm starting to think you shouldn't paint anyone because they get injured every time you do.
I know.
Start
But
painting
to
some
be fair,
United players.
I painted Harvey after he got injured. The Virgil van
really?
Dijk was an unfortunate coincidence.
Stop
Yeah, we
it.
can blame you for last season.
Sorry.
Carl just said, start painting some United players.
Can you do some City players first?
Yeah, actually, City.
And I drew this massive Patrick Berger piece. Listen, it was phenomenal. And they put it in the school hall, and it was there for a good few years, like hand drawn as well, which was, I was pretty impressed with.
That's all we had back then.
No, yeah. What else would it have been?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's fair enough.
thinking
It's
that
fair
the other
point. You forget.
Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, possibly. Listen, I've done stuff in Microsoft Paint. But so that was kind of.
I was thinking that the other day. Like, didn't even have the internet, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Definitely not back in Carl's day, man.
And there was an email from New Balance's PR agent, and I just looked at it and I thought, nah, this isn't real. Like, this is a scam. I was like, this is fake. Someone's messing with me. Like, New Balance does not want to work with me. So I was like literally having to look into like whether or not this person was real, because I was convinced. I was like, no, it's not.
LinkedIn and stuff.
Yeah, I was like on LinkedIn. I was like searching everything. So I mean, yeah, I had to, because I was like really worried that like it was a scam and someone was just like messing with me, but it was not. And they pretty much just said that they wanted like a painting for like one of the fixtures they had coming up against Lisbon. So I did that, and like that was, I have to say, I was terrified to do that. Like, I was so close to just being like, I can't do this. Like, there's no way. I had so many conversations with mates about it, and they were all saying like, you can do it. Like, just do it. Like I was so close to not doing it. But then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? You're probably going to do it, and you're probably going to be glad that you did it. So like, just imagine yourself like 2-3 weeks from now finishing it and being like, oh, like I did it and it worked out. And that's what happened. And the Porto fans, oh my God, they were so nice. Like oh my God, the comments. I had some of the nicest DMs I've ever received in my life. Like, there was literally messages that were making me cry. That was so nice. Like, they were just like so appreciative. They're like, thank you so much for painting our club. Like, you did our club so much justice. And like, they were like, honestly, like just so appreciative. It was literally probably one of my favorite moments of like when I had posted something online, because like it was also my first time painting another club, so I was kind of worried that I wouldn't really reach the audience that I needed to reach. But like it worked out. Twitter's amazing for that. So yeah, it was cool, because it was like I said, I had been so stressed about quitting my job and whether or not it would work out, and then like a month later I had this opportunity come about, and it was like, that was a moment where I was like, okay, like, yeah, like I can do this, like it will work out.
Good stepping stone.
I made the right choice, because there are times even still now, like where I'm like, like, is this worth it? Like, should I just get a job, like go back to full-time work, or like, like, why am I doing this? Is it even going to work out? Sometimes you just get that negative voice and you're just like,
all day.
Yeah. And then I think back to how I felt working full-time, or working at a job that I, that wasn't fulfilling for me. And I'm like, no, like just keep going. Like, you'll be fine.
Stick at it. Yeah,
I think
good advice. Stick at it, and you'll get it 100%.
It's so worth it. It's so rewarding.
Mac or PC?
PC.
Photoshop or... Wait, what? PC?
I didn't stutter.
I know, but you said something wrong.
Yeah.
Scone or scone?
Scone or scone?
Scone. Scone or scone?
Scone? What's the scone nonsense?
Knew he'd say scone.
Yes. This is wild. This is wild.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs and cats. I love you both. What's better, the book or the movie?
Oh, depends on the book or the movie, doesn't it? But movie's easier to watch, isn't it? Yeah.
So the movie.
So the book.
Who would you rather win the league, Everton or United?
Oh, you got to give me realistic choices.
I was going to say he's thinking about whether he's going to work with them in the future.
Yeah, true, yeah. All of them.
Which is better? Doing a number 1 or doing a number 2? Which is the better relief?
What the did you just say?
He's got
When
kids.
you went to the toilet,
He's got kids.
which one? Which is better? Which is which do you feel more? Oh,
There's only one answer.
You
depends
desperately
on
got to
what
go
the
to number 1, or you desperately got to do a number 2.
Oh, if I was desperate to do both, the one
Well, not
that
at the same
feels-
time, obviously.
Oh yeah, if I was desperate to do one of either them, it'd feel better having a number 1.
Yeah.
Or having a piss.
It's all-
that is the only
yeah.
It's
answer.
better than having sex.
So. Alright.
Honest to God. This one's gonna be good for you, Yoni. Ninjas or pirates?
Ninjas,
Okay.
especially if they're turtles.
Ninja turtles. Do you remember remember the sharks with rollerblades?
What, in-
street sharks? Remember them?
What?
It was the same time as Ninja Turtles. It was like a
Sounds like a
TV
terrible knockoff.
Yeah.
It was a TV program when we were kids in the 90s,
Did you
and it
say
was called Street
sharks
Sharks.
with rollerblades?
Yeah, called Street Sharks.
And they had figurines of them. Don't you remember them?
Guys, if anybody watching this remembers Street Sharks, please let us know in the comments, because I think
telling
Callie's
you
made
now.
this up.
I'm telling you now, people remember Street Sharks. We'll see in the comments when it comes up.
If you could bring over one bit of Australian slang, what would it be?
God, there's so many.
You can
I
only
have
pick
one
one.
that's probably not appropriate.
Weird
Oh, it's fine. This is
It's
an
fine.
all,
It's
this is an all ages podcast. Yeah, it's,
So-
yeah. I've been
Um,
swearing non-stop.
The word
My
probably.
favorite, like,
Jesus.
That's getting beeped for sure.
Australians always.
it would
say-
have to be like, this is a phrase, so not so much slang, but I'm not here to spiders, which basically means like, I'm not here to around, like I'm not here to like mess
Amazing.
about, like it's like when, like I said, when I talk about moving to the UK, I've been saying this to so many people, like at the end of the day, like I'm not there to spiders, I'm there to work, like
Yeah.
So,
That is
yeah.
the title of this episode.
Yeah.
I'm not here to
I'm not here to spiders.
it's a good one.
That's really good. I've never heard that. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
I don't know who started that or how, but
I love it. Question that I like to ask people. I say that I've never fucking asked this question to anybody in my life, but I was thinking about it earlier, and I think it's a really good way to judge somebody's character, because I think if the answer's no, you're a liar, and then I know you're a liar. Do you pee in the shower?
Yes, of course I do. Who doesn't?
Sorry, right? Women audience members, I understand the mechanics are probably a little bit different, and it's probably not the same experience. But I think if a guy says to you he does not pee in the shower, he is a liar, and you should get away from that
absolutely.
person.
I think
Without doubt.
if a woman does as well.
Yeah, they all.
Yeah, probably.
Everybody does. Without a doubt, like, there's
Yeah.
no way
Yeah.
you're getting out of the shower to go to wet the floor and then go for the pee in the toilet, or you're holding it. Look, it just goes down the plug.
Yeah.
Wash it down.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing wrong.
Deal with,
Clean the bath
deal
if
with the
you need
smell
to.
for 2 seconds and then
Yeah,
you're good to
exactly.
go. Just a question that's random that I wanted to ask Karl in the same light.
Oh, here we go.
Great.
It's just a funny question. So, what's the weirdest thing you've ever found in someone else's house?
Oh, I don't know. I can't like.
Be honest. Be completely
You've
honest.
obviously got an answer for that, right?
I know. Yeah, he's got a story. Callie's got a story. When somebody asks you a question like that, they don't want to know the answer. They want to tell you their story. For people that are looking to get, I'd say specifically into like traditional analog art, which I think is obviously becoming more and more rare. Is there anything you'd kind of just say to somebody who's having that conversation that you had, when you were starting out and before you quit your job? What would you say to them now?
To just do it. Just do it. And like, if you're worried about, like, because my biggest thing was, am I going to be shit at it? Am I going to be shit at it? And it's like, I look back at my first painting, it doesn't look anything like what I'm doing now. Like, you do have to start somewhere, and, it's so much better to just give something a try, and then you can see what happens. And instead of like not trying it at all and then wondering like, what if I had just done this when I had wanted to do it, like 2 years ago, because that's what happened to me. Like, I tried it and now it turned out to be like the best thing I did. And not even in the sense that I get to do this as my job now, or like, I've got this audience or whatever, but more because I actually found that I loved painting so much. Like, I just enjoyed it so much. Yeah. And it's changed me, like it's changed my life, like in that way. Like, it's just, I love it. I like literally love painting so much. And you might like, not try that, and then you could try it and realize that you love it too. And like I said, YouTube is amazing. There's so many resources on there. And, I also have people sometimes asking me like, how did you learn to paint? Do you have any tips? And I always send them like the links to the videos that I watch. So if anyone like needs anything with like what to watch, if you want to try traditional art, like just message me, because I'll send you everything.
Oh, fantastic.
Like yeah. Because it helped me so much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely just do it. And that goes for with anything that, like, if you're thinking of trying something, or like
just do it. You're gonna have Nike dropping into your DMs now instead of New Balance.
Life's too short, Just gotta try new things.
Success from the start and now.
Everybody wants to be rich or wants, a certain amount of money, because we're all in it. Let's be honest, as much as we love what we do, we all want to earn money so that you can live life, a particular way, or you can live life comfortably. And for me, that's the most important thing for me, is that success to me is that I can live my life and my kids can live their lives and comfortably. I want my kids to be able to understand that, you don't get anything for free. You've got to work hard for it. You've got to earn it. But at the same time, I want them to be able to be comfortable so they don't ever want for anything. And to me, that is my success, is that, I've put a roof over my kids' heads and my missus and my family, and I've looked after them, and we're okay. Do you know what I mean? We can go through day to day. We can go on holiday every year. We've got a car that runs, we never worry about petrol. There's food on the table, all those types of things. And that, to me, is what success is.
Good answer.
I think we should just let everybody in the audience take a moment to collect themselves. Deal. If I can quote my something that my good friend Trent Alexander-Arnold said to him when I was filming with him last year. Sorry. I'll just let the sound of that name drop reverberate for a moment.
He said, Trent Alexander-Arnold.
He said, do you know that Karl Thyer on Twitter?
And I went, shut the fuck up.
If you do come to the UK, or when you do, let me know and I'll get you the ticket for the game.
Oh my God, stop. Thank you. I will let you know. I really appreciate that. People have been so generous offering. Thank you.
Still got to get me a ticket, mate.
Your art's not as good.
Wow.
Hope you liked the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Nailed it.